What's up, you all? I'm sorry about that. What's up, you all? I'm just trying to get ready. Um, what's up, y'all? Uh, King Tabernacle, what's up? Miss Howard, what's up? Um, I don't know what this is. Not now. What's up, Baptized? What's good? I gotta start my Instagram live at the right time so I can get a full hour. So I can get a full hour. Hold on. Mm. My last live I did on IG, they went ahead and deleted it, which is funny. They just deleted my live. But before I get into what I'm talking about today, which is, how Black Lives Matter is partnered with Planned Parenthood. And that should be an obvious conflict of interest. That should be an obvious conflict of interest.
We have a lot of things going on here.
That should be an obvious conflict of interest. But first, let me talk about and I'm gonna do a video on this. But Joe Biden basically came out and said that he's going to release the prisoners that are in federal prison for weed charges. Now, I want you to think for a second. How many people do you think are in federal prison for a weed charge? Now, every time this stuff comes up, Black people get dumber and dumber. Just Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And then I have to be the voice of reason amidst the stupidity and then be called a sellout. So, city jail and county jail and state prison are not the same as federal prison. I'm going to say it again. City jail, county jail, and state prison are not the same as federal prison. Okay. The same way Joe Biden got you all with the crime bills that he said, we're going to do this on a federal level. But what happened was they incentivized the state. Now he's going to release about 3 or 4 prisoners in the federal penitentiary for a weed charge. And keep in mind, the amount of weed that has to be sold to be in the feds is a lot. You got to be trafficking marijuana to go to the feds. You can't just go to the feds on a simple weed charge. So Joe Biden is pump faking you all yet again. Now, this is the guy that authored the crime bill and then bragged about having his name on every crime bill since 1978. And now I'm seeing Black people. I'm not giving y'all a nice name, not melanated, carbon. No, you ain't getting a nice name. Black people, I want to use another name, but I can't. Black people are saying, let's vote for Joe Biden. Nobody's going to be impacted by Joe Biden claiming that he's going to do it. Now, when he ain't signed no legislation on releasing anybody from federal prison on marijuana charges. So Joe Biden is giving you all yet another pump fake, but this time we can all agree that this is what you want. I don't want to hear anything about white racism and white supremacy and none of that. Joe Biden, when it came to give money to the Afghans, the bill got signed quick. When it came to give $100 billion to the Nazis in the Ukraine, the bill got signed quick. When it came to the trans and LGBTQ, the bill got signed quick. When it came to the Asian hate crime bill, it got signed quick. When it came to the immigrants, their money, it got signed quick. So Joe Biden, when he's serious about something, he's proving that he'll sign it quick. But when it comes to this marijuana thing, it won't be quick. It won't even happen. It won't even happen because the people that have the weed charges are locked up in state penitentiary or they're in jail, like he said. He's not talking about, he even said they shouldn't be in jail. Federal prison, city and county jail and state penitentiary are not the same thing. I got to be the bad guy though, because I'm saying this. And then somebody said for simple, who has a simple weed charge in the feds? Who has a simple weed charge in the federal penitentiary? Who is in the feds for something simple? What are we talking about? Why are y'all getting more dumb? Y'all want to vote for this man that bad? Y'all want to vote for Joe Biden that bad? This is crazy. Y'all want to vote for Joe Biden that bad? Ooh, I'll be right back. Hold on. Let me right back. My bad. But y'all want to vote for Joe Biden that bad. Joe Biden is going to pardon, so he says he's going to pardon. He says he's going to pardon all these people, but who is in the feds for a simple weed charge? Nobody. So clearly this is a pump fake. But I see all these black folks saying, let's vote for Joe Biden. Let's vote blue. Let's vote. I say, listen, at this point, I don't have any sympathy. And I'm going to go ahead and say what I got to say. I'm going to just say it again one more time. There is nobody in federal penitentiary on a simple weed charge. There is nobody in the feds on a simple weed charge. So Joe Biden is clearly lying, and he ain't even signed the stuff into legislation. So it's another pump fake that you all are going to fall for. And at this point, I don't blame anybody but the black community. Now let's get started. Now let's get started on this whole abortion thing. And I really want to get into Candace Owens first. Let me did I delete that video? Oh, I deleted it. Shoot. Dang it. Okay, let me play it. I'll play it from here. Because we got to get started. I ain't got that much time. Okay, let me go to this. Let me go to my video on here. Present, share screen.
Black women, and we have the black community by and large supporting abortion, even though we claim that the greatest threat to white supremacy is the black family. An obvious contradiction.
Like I said, I looked it up and I was shocked by the numbers. This year, in 2021, it's 750,000.
Mr. Lego,
My whole listen.
matter.
What about the goddamn children?
There's no children.
What do that got to do with it? What about the children? What about the goddamn children? 700,000?
How many children in foster care are killed? How many children in foster care that are in orphanages and that are being abused? How many, since we care about children, let's care about the children that were born. So I know for a fact, since you give a so much about children, that you looked up the children that were born already and what they're going through. So what are the statistics on foster kids who have been this year? Tell me. You Google it.
So I don't know the statistics.
Oh, that's the answer. That's the only answer I wanted.
Nah, but
that's the only answer I need.
It's not about you though. What about the children? What about the children? What about the children? What about the children?
Now you all can't see this young lady, but she's in the promo video I did. This young lady is always asked about advice on relationships and all this stuff, you know. But I'm gonna say this: most women giving advice on relationships on major platforms, they're feminists. This woman said at 12 weeks, the child isn't alive. Listen to me. This woman said at 12 weeks, the child isn't alive. Tell me something in the world that is dead and then becomes alive. Tell me. Tell me something that goes from dead to alive. Show me. Show me what develops for 12 weeks. That means heart developing, lungs developing, brain developing, limbs developing, skin developing. Tell me what develops for 3 months and is dead. You see, the true intent behind these women is magnified when you put a microphone and a camera in front of their face. It's one thing to have an abortion. It's another thing to advocate and promote abortion. Then it's a demonic and satanic thing to say that the child isn't alive. It's satanic and demonic to say the child isn't alive, because what you're saying is that I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not killing anything. But we can all agree that if something is developing for 3 months, it's alive. Because in 6 months, it's ready to come out. In fact, in 3 months, it's ready to come out. There are children that are born 3 months premature. So she's saying in 3 more months, it'll be a full, quote unquote, human being. This is the logic behind these women wanting to make poor choices with their lives. And everybody goes to her for advice, but all she is a feminist. She's black girl magic rolled into one. Again, it's one thing to get an abortion. It's another thing to advocate for abortion, but then it's a demonic and satanic thing to say that the child isn't alive. And that's what she's doing. That's what Stacey Abrams does. That's what these liberals do. They just tell you it's a clump of cells. But I'll ask again, what develops for 3 months and is not alive? And then what goes from being dead to alive? Nothing. It's alive. If a child, and I wish I had the video. I can't believe I just deleted the video. I wish I had the video so I could play it on Instagram, so I can play it on IG, but I feel I have every video but that video. But if a parent has a miscarriage, let me see if can I play this?
We have a lot of things going on here.
Okay, let me play it.
We have Black Lives Matter partnering with Planned Parenthood, an obvious conflict of interest. We have Black women leading the nation in abortion, an obvious conflict of interest. And we have the Black community by and large supporting abortion, even though we claim that the greatest threat to white supremacy is the Black family, an obvious contradiction.
Like I said, I looked it up and I was shocked by the numbers. This year, in 2021, it's 750,000.
Mr. Lego,
My home, listen.
Matter.
What about the goddamn children?
There's no
What
children.
children?
First of all,
What about the children? What about the goddamn children? 700,000?
How many children in foster care are killed? How many children in foster care that are in orphanages and that are being abused? Honey, since we care about children, let's care about the children that were born. So I know for a fact, since you give a so much about children, that you looked up the children that were born already and what they're going through. So what are the statistics on foster kids who have been this year? Tell me. You Google
So
it.
I don't know the statistics.
That's the answer. That's the only answer I want.
Nah, but
That's the only
it's
answer I
not
need.
about you though. What about the children? What about the goddamn children? What about the goddamn children? What about the
So the irony of her asking the question is she doesn't know either. The irony of her making an argument, and what what she's doing is she's saying that children are abused in foster care, when the stats show that children are removed from homes from being abused and then going to foster care. Children usually go to foster care because they're being neglected at home. That's why they go to foster care. So now you're saying that, oh, they're in foster care getting abused. What are the numbers? According to the statistics, most children that are in foster care return back to their homes or return to a home. That's the majority of kids. We can look, the stats are right here, clear. The stats are clear. But again, these rappers say they on demon time. These women don't say it, but these women are on demon time too. You got to be on demon time to say that a child at 3 months in the womb is not a child. Knowing good and well, if a woman has a miscarriage, she's going to say, I lost my child. So how is a woman having a miscarriage a loss of a child, but when you want to have an abortion, it's a clump of cells? What are we doing? What are we doing? Black women leading the charge in abortion. 38% of abortions are from Black women. Black women make up 6 to 7% of the U.S. population. Black women make up 6 to 7% of the U.S. population, but they account for 38% of the homicides. That's almost, do you understand how, and when I say this, nobody just says it's wrong. Nobody just says it's too much. 1,000 abortions a day? Well, women get raped. Margaret Sanger never had an abortion. The McCorvey lady, Roe v. Wade, Norma McCorvey, never had an abortion. Isn't it ironic that 2 white women who never had an abortion got millions of Black women aborting their babies? Isn't it ironic that 2 white women who never had an abortion got millions of Black women aborting their babies? And you want me to believe that to be Black ain't to be controlled. You want me to believe that Black people are operating with their own mind. You want me to believe that Black people got this thing all figured out. And 2 white women who never had an abortion got you all going into droves getting the babies aborted. I don't see Black women out there protesting against abortion, and it's 1,000 a day. We're talking about 25 million babies aborted in the Black community since 1973. Do you know how insane that is? A whole country. That is a whole country. There are 400 something. Let's see how many children are in foster care, since that's our argument. Let's see. Now, in 2020, 213,964 children under 18 entered foster care in the United States. 213,964 children under 18 enter foster care. Annually, more babies are aborted than that number. So that means the abortion rate is far exceeding the children going to foster care. Now, and to add context to this, all children in foster care aren't being abused. Let's just say in foster care, 20% of the children, which is an astronomical number, let's just say 20% of the children in foster care are being abused. Let's just say, and it's not even that, it can't be that, like 20% of something is ridiculous, but I'm just saying for her argument, let's say 20% are victimized in foster care. That means 80% are not. So a child has an 80% chance of not being abused in foster care. Now let's go to abortion. What's the odds of a fetus, a baby in the womb, surviving an abortion? Give me those statistics. Now, when it comes to foster care, you got about an 80%, and we know it's higher. I'm just throwing it out there, though. Let's say you got an 80% chance of not being abused in foster care. What are your chances of a child surviving an abortion? 0.00001%. The argument is wicked and evil. There is no argument. Most of these children in foster care return home. 20% of children going to foster care are Black children, 20%. 20%. And they make up 14% of the child population in the U.S. So ask yourself this question. If the Black family is so important, then why are so many Black children going to foster care? Okay, you want to get deeper? Let's get deeper. 20% of the children of entering foster care are Black children. 74% of the children are born to single Black mothers. So that means all of these children, this astronomical amount of Black children going to foster care, are going there under the care of who? Y'all don't want to say it? Okay. 20% of Black children, 20% of the children going to foster care are Black children. 74% of the households in the U.S. that are Black are headed by Black women. So who is sending these Black children to foster care? Based on the numbers, not based on my emotion or your emotion, based on the numbers, why are these astronomical amounts of children going to foster care? Under whose watch? Nobody wants to say it. Nobody wants to say it. I'll say it. All these children are going to foster care under the care of Black women, or Black girl magic, or queen, or goddess, or indigenous woman, or carbonated woman, or melanated woman, or Mother Earth. So when we're making these arguments, Black folks don't read. I'm going to say it again. Black people don't read. She on here talking with emotion because she wants to be able to sleep with Pookie and Ray Ray and them, get pregnant, and then have an abortion. Even though we all know that women can only get pregnant a certain time of the month. It's a small window for women to get pregnant. And you mean to tell me with 17 forms of contraception, a small window to get pregnant, you mean to tell me we still need abortion? We still need abortion with a 4 to 6 day window to get pregnant and 17 forms of contraception. You mean to tell me, and hold up, and you got a cycle, so that adds some more days. So you mean to tell me with all that going on, you still making poor choices when you having sex? Is this what women's liberation has become? All these children going to foster care, all of these children going to foster care are going under the supervision of Black women. The nation is in peril because of the single parent household. And I'm not just blaming the women. I'm saying that the family structure is destroyed and we see the results of it. No, Black people are not successful because Black women are raising Black children. It's not working. It doesn't work. It's a fallacy. No nation would survive. If 74% of white children were born in a single parent household, it would be the same thing. Hispanics, it would be the same thing. Asians, same thing. This is about the destruction of the family. But we got Black women, Black girl magic, leading the charge on abortion. And not just verbally, but actually by the numbers. So you mean to tell me Black women are under the care of all these children going to foster care, and on the flip side of that, Black women are also aborting babies at 1,000 a day. So what is that telling me? What is it telling you? It's telling me that Black people got a lot of stuff to clean up before they look at white people. I said don't be Black so you can be responsible, so you can be accountable, so you can actually hear it and know what God wants you to do with your life. Because when you're Black, you're going to fall into a script. You got to complete a narrative, complete a story. You got to be black. You're going to be controlled. It's disgusting. These women on here, Stacey Abrams, when you hear that heartbeat at 6 weeks, it's fake. And black women are going to line up by the droves and vote for her. And you want me to look at white people. You want me to look at white people when a obese black woman is telling a bunch of black girl magics to abort their baby. You want me to look at white people. I can't even look to get past white people because I got a whole offensive line in front of me with the Lizzos and the Stacey Abrams. I can't even get to see the white folks because the offensive line of black girl magic, the Lizzos, the Meg, Thee Stallions, the Stacey Abrams, all them in the way. I can't even get to the quarterback that's white. The quarterback is white. The offensive line is black girl magic, but the quarterback is white. I can't even get to the quarterback. I can't even get to the offensive line. I can't even get to the quarterback. This girl said at 12 weeks, 3 months, it's not alive. That's a demon talking. These rappers be on demon time. These rappers are actually spitting out demonic music and satanic music, but they claim it. Them rappers say we on demon time. This girl said the baby isn't alive at 3 months. Do you know how evil and wicked you got to be to say that? And guess what? Ain't nobody gonna cancel her. Ain't nobody gonna fact check her. Ain't nobody gonna hold her accountable. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to this woman because it's black girl magic and it's feminism. And you cannot hold women accountable. But if I say something, it's a problem. And I'm telling the truth. You know, I already know when I see somebody black talking on TV and social media, I got to go and fact check. I know most of the time it's just emotion talking. Black folks don't read enough and research enough to make the claims they make. They just don't. It's just emotional. Because black folks are so used to just running their mouth. Y'all tell me that America's racist, but NWA had a song, F the Police. How can NWA, if the police are so violent and such an arm of white supremacy, then how could NWA make a song, F the Police, and nothing happened to them? Police didn't shoot them. Did the police shoot NWA? No. NWA made millions of dollars, right? So let me get this straight. NWA made millions of dollars off a song that was talking about F the police. But America's racist. How is that possible? Go to China and say F the police and put on a song and see what happened to you. They'll kill your whole family. Go to China and say F the police and see what happens. They'll kill your whole family. They'll kill your whole family. But America's racist. Rodney King is getting beat out in the street and somebody got their tripod set up with their camera at 3 o'clock in the morning. Just this in the 90s, this is 90, 91. Somebody, you know, camera was expensive. So that means somebody had an expensive camcorder back then. That's expensive. The tripod set up, the lens focused, everything to watch Rodney King getting beat. And y'all think it's a setup. And y'all think it's a setup. Listen, these people know y'all are emotional. But on top of being emotional, they know you all have a cultural lack of integrity and character. That means when it comes time to hold black people accountable, it's impossible. Because the first thing they're going to say is, but white people. Same with the women in the feminist movement. The first thing they're going to say is, but the men. But I just want to be clear, Margaret Sanger again. I'm gonna read her letter again. I love reading her letter because I love when she talks, uncandid. I like her uncandid commentary. Margaret Sanger. It seems, hold on. Miss Rose sent me a copy of your letter of December 5th, and I note that you doubt it worthwhile to employ a full-time Negro physician. This letter was written in or typed in December 10th, 1939. Miss Rose sent me a copy of your letter of December 5th, and I note that you doubt it worthwhile to employ a full-time Negro physician. It seems to me from my experience where I have been in North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, and Texas, that while the colored Negroes have great respect for white doctors, they can get closer to their own members and more or less lay their cards on the table, which means their ignorance, superstitions, and doubts. Notice she said their ignorance, their superstitions, and doubts. None of those things deal with actually knowing what's going on. This is why the Bible says, study to show thyself approved. You don't study to show God approved. You don't study to show your friends or family approved. You don't study to show the world approved. You study to show thyself approved. But what she's saying is Black people are ignorant, superstitious, and full of doubt. That is a prime target to be taken advantage of. They do not do this with the white people. And if we can train the Negro doctor at the clinic, he can go among them with enthusiasm and with knowledge, which I believe will have far-reaching results among the colored people. His work, in my opinion, should be entirely with Negro profession and the nurses, hospitals, social workers, as well as the county's white doctors. His success will depend on his personality and his training by us. His personality and his training by us. His personality, not his expertise, not his wisdom, not his intelligence, not his qualifications, his personality. So you see, back in 1939, they knew about you all then. In 1939, they knew about you all then. So we can see now that you all have acted the same way since at least 1939. The minister's work is also important, and also he should be trained, perhaps by the Federation, as to our ideas and the goal that we hope to reach. We do not want word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population, and the minister is the man who can straighten out that idea if it ever occurs to any of their more rebellious members. So Margaret Sanger knew about y'all, and Margaret Sanger knew, if I can appeal to these Negroes, I can have them aborting their babies for years to come. And here it is. That was 1939, about to be 1940. This is 2022. You do the math. That is 82 years later. Ironically, Black women are leading the charge in abortion. How in the world could Margaret Sanger have known that her plan was going to work? I'll tell you how. Because she said that the Negroes were ignorant, superstitious, and full of doubt. Those are three things that will have a people oppressed, brutalized, misused, mistreated, subjugated, etc., etc. It is your job to know what's going on. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. So while we're running around talking about Black girl magic and women's empowerment and all this stuff, Margaret Sanger's plan is working to a T. Even so much that the relationship expert girl on here is telling you that the baby's not alive at 12 weeks because she want to sleep around with Pookie and Ray Ray and them. And I'm going to do a video about her talking about she not going to submit to Pookie and Ray Ray and them, but she going to sleep with them. Ladies, if you have sex with a man, you already submitting. Ladies, if you have sex with a man, you are already submitting. If your legs are open and he's having sex with you, if you're bent over, he's having sex with you, you're already submitting. You're already submitting. The reason why the Pookie and Ray Ray and them get to have all these children is because y'all submitted to them. Okay. Just so we're clear. But hold on 1 second, Instagram. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, Instagram. Just 1 second. Shoot. Hold on 1 second, RG. I had to put this, I forgot to send this email to myself. I hope y'all still there, Instagram. I'm back. I had to just send myself an email. I'm sorry. But let's move on. So we have Kanye West. We have Kanye West talking about abortion. Did I delete that again? So we have Kanye West talking about abortion, and he basically said there are more children. Well, I'll let him tell y'all. I'll let him say it. I'll let him say it. Y'all listen up.
The lanyard's still on from it, and there's a photograph on it. What is that?
It's a photograph of a baby's ultrasound.
Why is that? And that you designed that?
Yes.
Why? What does that mean?
It just represents life and pro-life.
Boy, so you wear it on a badge. What kind of response do you get? And good, amen. I agree.
I don't care about people's responses. I care about the fact that there's more Black babies being aborted than born in New York City at this point. That 50% of Black death in America is abortion. So I really don't care about people's responses. I perform for an audience of one, and that's God.
Stacey Abrams said, so you heard what Kanye said, and everybody wants to know, okay, is Kanye controlled opposition? Is Candace Owens? Is who's controlled, who's not? It doesn't matter. These people are going to tell you the truth. It's your job to operate off of the truth, not them. You see, your problem is, and I'm talking to Black people specifically, is that Black people want to qualify what's being said by the person. This is why Margaret Sanger said they're ignorant, they're superstitious, and they're full of doubt. And then she said personality is what's going to win them over. So you see, Black people have a very, very dangerous problem in that they allow personality or how they feel about a person to override the truth. So in other words, a liar that speaks well, Obama, an articulate liar, Obama, a wolf in sheep's clothing, Obama, can get up there and sound so eloquent and have you all eating literal poison. The man went to Flint and said, drink the water. The man went to Flint and told the people to drink the water. The water was killing people. And he told a room full of Black people to drink the water. To be Black is to be controlled. Because when Black people see another Black person, they want to follow them. Because they're mad at white. It's all a setup. It's all a setup. Somebody mentioned the children of Israel. The children of Israel left Pharaoh, left the bondage of Pharaoh. They saw Moses performing miracles. They left with all the Pharaoh's gold. The children of Israel not only got freedom, but they also left rich because God is a just God. This is why vengeance is the Lord's, because God is just. Y'all want vengeance against white people. You don't want justice. Two different things. The white folks y'all should be mad at are Bill Gates and Fauci, Biden, Klaus Schwab, Elon Musk, all them, but you're not. You mad at Billy Bob and Billy Ray. You mad at them. Tucker Carlson. You're mad at them. Mike Pence, Donald Trump. You're mad at them. You're not mad at the folks getting on TV saying, we gonna kill y'all. You ain't mad at them white folks. You mad at white folks that ain't saying nothing like that. You know why? Margaret Sanger said it. You're ignorant, you're superstitious, and you're filled with doubt. That means you don't want to know anything. That means you rely on stuff that ain't real, and that means you ain't got no faith. The summation of what it means to be black. That's why to be black is to be controlled. This is why I tell you all not to be black. Don't be black. There's a reason why they want you to be. There's a reason why they want you to see White Lives Matter and run in the street, get hit by a car. It's a reason. Y'all should have saw these shirts and thought freedom. Look at it. The white t-shirt for Candace because she's the white girl, and a black one for Kanye because he's black. You got the white woman and the black man coming together. I'm telling you, it's optics. But all y'all saw was emotion and hurt and pain. You didn't see freedom. To be black is to be controlled. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, so the children of Israel left bondage from Pharaoh. They left with all the Pharaoh's gold, and they had a new land. So imagine this concept. Imagine this concept. Imagine you all, somebody saying, okay, black people, y'all can be free. We're going to make all of y'all rich and give y'all your own land. You're free to go. And black folks run with the riches and freedom and go to the land, not the promised land, but go to a land and start complaining. And start saying, take us back to Pharaoh. And start worshiping false gods. Now think about this now. This is the most telling story of the Bible that black folks don't even think about. There was no mention of the devil. Think about this. There was no mention of Satan. In that Exodus story, they do not mention Satan. So that means there was no white folks, there was no devil, and them Israelites said, either take us back to Pharaoh or we're going to worship false gods. Take us back to Pharaoh or we're going to worship false gods. So with no white folks around, not even the devil, ain't no mention of demons, none of that stuff. None of that stuff was present. And the people chose death, destruction, damnation, and decadence. So now we fast forward to America, and the black people, that's the so-called Israelites, are doing the same thing. So it should let you all know that this ain't about racism, white supremacy, America, global elites, the family with the bloodlines, Klaus Schwab, Great Reset. This ain't about none of that. Because most black folk don't even know about that. This ain't about none of that. This is about the cultural lack of character and integrity among black people. And folks can get upset all they want, but for these people to do a commercial of a transformer telling you, if you want to hit him, go out there and vote. if you want to hit him, they look at you all as animals. If you want to have sex, get the snake bite. Now they're saying if you want to have sex, go vote. What's going to be the next thing? Snake bite, vote. What's next? If you want to die, if you want to have sex, go ahead and die. If you want to have sex, get the mark of the beast. If you want to have sex, get the mark of the beast. They are setting you up. To be black is to be controlled. It's not real. It's not real. White is not real. The only difference is white people with their programming have something you don't have. They believe in freedom. Freedom is a part of being white. They want to be free. Notice you didn't get that narrative. The black narrative was cotton fields, whips, plantations, getting hit in the head with bricks, dogs biting you, lynchings, getting beat up in restaurants, getting chased down, KKK. That's the white narrative. The black narrative. The white narrative is fighting for the land, fighting for freedom, having a family, the pursuit. What is it? The pursuit of happiness. That's white. So even under the white programming, they still don't want to be in bondage. That's why when somebody comes over trying to attack this country, then white folks gonna fight. All this white stuff is to get rid of the white folks that's gonna fight. That's all. It ain't no deeper than that. Nobody thinks the white folks are wrong. They bad people. They know them white folks is gonna fight. That's it. It's simple. It ain't no deeper than that. This ain't no moral lesson. Tugging at your heartstrings. This is all about them white folks gonna fight. The rest of y'all ain't. Them white folks are ready for war. Y'all ain't. That's all. It ain't deep. Man, it ain't deep at all. It ain't deep. It ain't deep at all. At the end of the day, Margaret Sanger said, exterminate the Negro. But really, she really meant exterminate. When they say exterminate, they mean you got this group in the largest number and the other groups in the smallest numbers. This group in the larger numbers and the other groups in smaller numbers so they can just have complete control. Because you think about it, on a global scale, white people make up less than 20% of the population in the world. They're actually the smallest number of people are white. So it makes sense for them to say, we got to be in charge with numbers. You know, everything is about race. Race. It's a setup. It's a psyop. Y'all go outside every day and don't experience racism. So how could racism be on TV every day, but you don't experience it? It doesn't make any sense. During the Peter pandemic, they said people dying left and right, but you walk outside and the homeless folks asking for money. Listen, they told me folks was going to be gone from the Peter pandemic. So I just knew when I went outside, I was going to see dead homeless people on the streets. I saw more homeless folks asking for more money. How during the Peter pandemic did the homeless population grow? How during the Peter pandemic did the homeless population grow? I'll tell you, because it's all propaganda. It ain't real. It ain't real. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought you're supposed to be dead. Excuse me, I don't mean to say it like that. How you alive? I'm alive by the grace of God, brother. You got some more money? Listen, I was shocked. I was shocked. Knew they was going to be dead. I know it sounds bad to say, but I just knew it. I don't know. Let me see if I could. That was the main thing. But I know somebody that got,
What did you want it to express when you do the White Lives Matter t-shirts?
You know, at a certain point, it felt like I saw white people wearing shirts that said Black Lives Matter, like they were doing me such a favor by having a t-shirt that reminded me that my life mattered, like I didn't already know that. So I thought I'd return the favor and let white people know that, hey, your life matters too.
Did you want it to express when you do the White Lives Matter t-shirts?
You know, at a certain point, it felt like I saw white people wearing shirts that said Black Lives Matter, like they were doing me such a favor by having a t-shirt that reminded me that my life mattered, like I didn't already know that. So I thought I'd return the favor and let white people know that, hey, your life matters too.
Did you want it to express when you do the White Lives Matter?
Now, I'm going to play it on YouTube real quick for them on YouTube. If you all want to be black still, you all have to do it.
If you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise, it's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro.
What did you want it to express when you do the White Lives Matter t-shirts?
You know, at a certain point, it felt like I saw white people wearing shirts that said Black Lives Matter, like they were doing me such a favor by having a t-shirt that reminded me that my life mattered, like I didn't already know that. So I thought I'd return the favor and let white people know that, hey, your life matters too.
Because everybody knows it's BS. Imagine you asking someone for the right to exist. When I even first heard the statement, even the statement of Black Lives Matter is trash. I'm not asking you for my life to matter. It is a self-defeating statement. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy of death and despair. I'm not asking another person for my life to matter. That's why when I heard Black Lives Matter, I said, no. I used to say, no, my life matters. Because black life ain't meant to matter. My life matters. How am I going to someone, black folks all in the street, crying and begging white folks for their life to matter? It's absolutely insane. It's a self-defeating statement. I'm not asking you to exist. The world we living in. The problem is they told y'all that the Bible was wrong. Because in the beginning it said we made in God's image. So they told y'all don't read the Bible. Because your identity is in the word. We're made in God's image, man and woman. So they say don't read the Bible is wrong. Don't read it. The alternative to the Bible is you in the streets crying about your life mattering. Look at the alternative to the Bible. Look what we got. Control completed by white liberals. The irony of black people talking about all these racist white people, but yet they only move when white liberals say move. White liberals say jump. They say how high. White liberals say jump into that noose. It's crazy. The alternative to the Bible is what you got now. This man said, if you want some of this man said, if you want some of this man butt, if you want to ride on the Hershey Highway, if you want to experience a traffic jam on the Hershey Highway, you got to go vote. This is what a man said. A grown man said this to millions of men. If you want to hit this dookie shoot, you got to go vote. That's the alternative to the Bible. We got Lizzo being a picture of health. That's the alternative to the Bible. We got Cardi B sitting down with Joe Biden, the president. That's the alternative to the Bible. We got Meg Thee Stallion. We got Meg sitting down with Vaccine Waters. That's the alternative to the Bible. The Bible is so wrong, but the alternatives to it are death. We got Joe Biden's son messing with underage girls and smoking crack and making deals for his dad. That's the alternative. And y'all ain't said a word. We got Joe Biden taking showers with his daughter as a teenager, and y'all ain't said a word. That's the alternative to the Bible. That's the alternative. We got the highest homicide rate in the nation. We're accounting for 50% of the homicides in the country. That's the alternative to the Bible. The women leading the country in abortion, that's the alternative to the Bible. They didn't tell y'all that. They didn't tell you all, once you throw the Bible away, you're going to have this. They didn't say get rid of the Bible. There's too many rules. I can't turn up. I can't be lit. I want to turn up. I want to go out there and make babies or kill them. Whatever I choose. The Black community, Black culture is going to be taken over by the LGBTQ community. Don't forget X, Y, and Z. Black culture is going to completely be taken over by the LGBTQ. Don't forget X, Y, and Z community. So if you want to be able to speak in Black community or Black culture, you want to be able to have a voice or a platform, you got to go through them. And I can guarantee they're going to say get down or lay down. Those will be only two options. And most of y'all, because you want to be Black so bad and you're so narcissistic and egotistical, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're going to bite that fruit, or you're going to bite that sausage link. Mad at Kanye West and Black Lives Matter is partnered with Planned Parenthood. Why would Black Lives Matter be partnered with Planned Parenthood? Why would Black Lives Matter be partnered with Planned Parenthood? Nobody knows? What vested interest would Black Lives Matter have with Planned Parenthood? I'll tell you. It's the same people. Same thing. All these organizations are controlled by the same people. I got 2 minutes on YouTube. 2 minutes on IG. You all can follow me or keep watching on, let me put it on here. YouTube. You guys can come over to YouTube where I finish up. But I'll be talking about the Black Lives Matter partnering with Planned Parenthood under the guise of justice for Black women. So before we go, Instagram, I'll leave you with this. I'm gonna say this. The ultimate goal of this whole abortion thing sorry about that, YouTube. They they cut my live short. So in other words, you just can't tell the truth. But to all my people,
Bestie, I have bad news. I have bad news.
yeah, that's another video right here. Hold on, let's hear this. Let's hear this. Let's hear this.
They had the idea that Ye was bullying what I think the liberal term is a body goes Black woman. Now let's talk about Gabby and my good friend Lizzo. Lizzo works with my trainer, a friend of mine, Harley Pasternak. When Lizzo loses 10 pounds and announces it, the bots, that's a term for people it's like telemarketer callers, like on Instagram, they attack her for losing weight because the media wants to put out a perception that being overweight is the new goal when it's actually unhealthy. Yes. Let's get aside the fact of whether it's fashion and Vogue, which is not. Let's just, or if someone thinks it's attractive, to each his own. It's actually clinically unhealthy, and for people to promote that, it's demonic. You know,
Can I ask?
Yeah.
I've noticed this also.
Yeah.
Why do you think they would want to promote unhealthiness among the population?
It's a genocide of the Black race. They want to kill us in any way they can. Planned Parenthood was made by Margaret Sanger, a known eugenics with the KKK. And I believe that if we saw ourselves as a people and not a race, then we would treat our people better. Like if you go to a Jewish person and you say a race, it almost gets confusing. They'll cut you off quickly and say, we're not a race, we're a people. Well, our people are supposed to just say it loud, I'm Black and I'm proud. Okay, well, what about, do you own the land that you're living in? Do you own, is the contracts even in a language that's even possibly understandable?
Right.
You know, for your heritage? Got out of the GAP deal. And just one by one, I just be.
Now, you hear what Kanye said. And again, in a nutshell, what he's saying is to be Black is to be controlled. 100 Days of Summer says that they convince Black people to be one person. That means what happens to one Black person happens to all, even if it doesn't. It's just psychological programming and conditioning that even if it didn't happen to me and I never experienced this, it still happened to me and I experienced this. Now listen, I know these folks watch my videos. I have people in the industry watching my video. I know this for a fact. So I know these celebs and everybody, they're listening to my content. And I guarantee it's shifting their thinking. I'm not saying I influence Kanye. I'm saying that I am influencing people in the industry because they do follow me. What I'm telling you is because the concept that I'm telling them is that they have you to being black, but it's really a condition. It's not really a real thing. There's no black flag hanging, waving. There's no black land. There's no black lake. Like it's not, none of it's real. And then as soon as you want to leave this country, you become an American. As soon as you want to leave this country, you become an American. So that lets you know that when it comes time for you to see the world and expand your horizons, you can't even do it as a black person. When it comes for you to leave this country and see the world, you can't even do it as a black person. You have to do it as an American. Initially, everybody know that to be black is to be controlled. I saw this in 2020. I said, wait a minute. They got black people. And you know what woke me up? There was a guy, his name is Siakam. And he got, I think he's on social media, but he asked the people, he said, okay, you got the land, you got what you want. Now, what are you going to do? What are your plans? And the people were speechless. These folks are out here tearing stuff up, causing all kind of chaos and destruction, crying on TV every day. All this stuff, all this energy and time and money is going into all this oppression talk and racism. And when the people get asked, okay, you got it, what you want, they didn't have an answer. I said, these folks are controlled. Then I started thinking, well, wait a minute. The same thing that white liberals are saying, black people are saying. But what the white conservatives are saying, the black conservatives, I said, wait a minute. I said, something is going. Then I saw a clip by Malcolm X. It was a clip by Malcolm X. And I'm going to play this. I'm going to play it again. I'm going to play it again.
We have a lot of,
because to me, it's the most telling clip of all. And we just skip over it like it doesn't exist. But Malcolm said it back then. We talking this in the mid 60s. This is in the mid 60s. This is the mid 60s. He said this.
If you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise, it's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro.
Tie your black in there. And because you all
community, study the structure,
because you all want to be black still, you all have to do it.
If you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise, it's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro.
And think about what a masterful game is being played. Black people vote almost 90% Democrat. But then when they elect their official, they get mad at Republicans. Think about the psychological damage that has to be done for a person to say, I'm gonna vote for you, but I'm gonna hold this group accountable. To be black is to be controlled. That's right, Lori. What other group of people even have leaders? Why do black folks need leaders? Like we're children. To be black is to be controlled. They've already told you You need to be led by one person. If that's in your brain and they can constantly put someone in front of you that you're going to follow. Obama was supposed to be the savior, yet he literally ushered in the Antichrist. Obama was supposed to be the savior. And look what he did. He said, let the boys and the girls go to the same bathroom. Let the men and women go to the same bathroom. What do bathrooms deal with, people? Your genitals. That's why he said it. Because the bathrooms deal with what? Your genitals. So what he really said was, boys be with the boys, girls be with the girls. Y'all have a party and figure it out later. To be black is to be controlled. And many black people hear me talk and they think when I say I'm not black, they think I'm saying I'm white. Again, this is psychological programming. Why do they have Lizzo paraded in front of you? You just heard what Kanye West said. You just heard what he said. I remember when Lizzo went on a juice fast and she lost weight and all of her fans were calling her a traitor. I said, listen, this was back in 2019 when I started waking up. And I said, these people want her fat. I said, these people want her fat. You know why? Because they want black women to be like Big Mama and them. They want black women to have high cholesterol and be obese. You know why? Because they know the majority of men are not going to deal with you. And you're going to be frustrated. And you're going to be upset. And you're going to want revenge. That'll make you automatic feminist. They know that the majority of men are not going to deal with you. So that means you're going to be upset. They're going to use that anger for the cause. It's a setup. To be black is to be controlled. And we have Black Lives Matter partnering with Planned Parenthood. Black Lives Matter partners with reproductive justice groups to fight for black women. This starts by acknowledging the expertise and leadership of black women as the agents of change in our communities. Agents of change. These are communist terms. These are communist terms. I don't care what you all say, for as bad as men have been throughout history, these women being in charge gonna be 1,000 times worse. 1,000 times worse because the women control the reproduction. It's 1,000 times worse. Let me go, hold on. Listen to the language. We seek community, fellowship, and connection with Black Lives Matter, and we know that we must stand together or fall separately. Our lives are at stake. To realize a future where Black Lives Matter, we must trust Black women. To trust Black women is to affirm that Black lives do matter. To trust Black women is to affirm that Black lives matter. So we say in the same breath, in the same freedom song, trust Black women, Black lives matter. Think about that now. Trust Black women, Black lives matter. Notice they didn't say Black lives matter, trust Black women. They say no, trust Black women first, then Black lives matter. So in other words, Black lives can't even matter till we trust black women. So in other words, let the black women run the show. Let the black women run the show. Now, many women don't like Candace Owens, and I know why. I know why. Because Candace Owens is unapologetic. She's unapologetic. Meaning, black people only like you if you show sympathy and empathy to their emotions. If you don't, they're going to hate you. Right, Robin. I brought you into this world. I can take you out. It's the same kind of mentality. That's the same kind of, that's actually brilliant. That's the same type of mentality. Trust black women, Black Lives Matter. Together we march toward justice for us all. Alicia Garza, y'all know her. She's one of the founders. The conditions facing black communities here in the United States and around the world are multifaceted and they are complex. And if you are able to make any successful intervention in these intersectional crises, then we have to approach it from a more comprehensive position. This is all salad. This just sounds good. It's BS. With that being said, I think from our perspective, reproductive justice is very much situated within Black movement and the Black Lives Matter movement. How could abortion and Black Lives Matter be partnering? It doesn't even make any sense. In the streets yelling that your life doesn't matter, but then you're partnering with somebody taking your life. What are we talking about? Oh, thank you so much, Baptized, for the cash out. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, thank you. I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna check it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I can't see it though, but you must have sent it to me yesterday. Thank you. I think you sent it yesterday, I think. All right. But thank you though. Thank you so much. I don't know where it is. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Somebody said Candace Owens unapologetic even when she lies. What she lie about? Let me finish this. You tell me, type in the line and you tell me this. and okay. With that being said, I think from our perspective, reproductive justice, abortion, is very much situated within the Black Lives Matter movement. And the way we that talk about that is that essentially it's not just about the right for women to be able to determine when and how and where they want to start families, but it also is very much about our right to be able to raise families, to be able to raise children to become adults. ... Notice, pay attention to the language. The language is not only those, think about what she's saying. It's not about the right for women to be able to determine when and how and where they want to start families, but it also is very much about our right to be able to raise families, to be able to raise children to become adults. And that is being hindered by the state violence in many different forms. So when they talk about raising, they're not talking about giving birth. They're talking about raising children. She's not talking about giving birth. She's talking about raising children in a non-traditional household. That's what she's talking about. She's talking about the trans community raising children. That's why she said the violence Violence against who? Oh, trans community. Who, by the way, the numbers are very low on trans murders. And the assumption is that folks are killed because they're trans. Folks are killed just because they're trans. That's an egregious statement. That's an egregious, because you would never say that the black on black homicide rate is because they're black. You're going to blame white folks. You're going to blame the system. So how is it when a trans person gets killed, it's just because they're trans, not what they actually could have done? One form being violence by law enforcement or other state forces, the other form of crisis through poverty and lack of access to resources and lack of access to health communities that are safe and sustainable. So we certainly understand that BLM and reproductive justice go hand in hand. So basically, this page, and this is on, it's an article on color lines. You all can see it. Hold on. It's an article on color lines. Hope y'all can see it. They're partners with reproductive justice groups to fight for black women. So basically, they're trying to convince you that black women are dying from giving birth. That's the summation of the argument, is that black women are dying from giving birth. It's not true. It's a lie. It's a lie. But what they do is they take, oh yeah, I can post my Cash App. Sure can. They're trying to get you to believe that women dying during childbirth is a cause of racism. But 81% of black women are obese or overweight. So we can say that probably 81% of black women are borderline unhealthy. So health plays a big factor in giving birth in a contextual argument. Like, black people in general are unhealthy. We don't believe in the gym. We think we can just eat our way into heaven, so, soul food. It's a website now. This website is called Trust Black Women. Again, remember, the whole Trust Black Women thing is Stacey Abrams saying, I can only win if black men vote for me. So the whole Trust Black Women thing is the last stage in getting rid of completely black culture, black people, black family, everything. Because trusting black women is going to lead to your birthing rights being given to the trans community. So Trust Black Women they stand with Planned Parenthood. So let me find it. Hold on. Hold on, let me find it, because there was a good part in here. Oh, where is it? Oh, shoot. From the beginning, it was obvious to Sister Song we needed to immediately respond to this unexpected campaign and legislation. The first billboards were located only minutes up the street from our national headquarters. Even before they appeared, national media like New York Times contacted us for interviews because our opponents sent out advanced press alerts announcing the campaign. Our response was even more vital because of critical vulnerabilities we analyzed from our perspective as women of color, including the overt religious appeals and the distortion of Black history in the campaign would make work on reproductive justice in the African American community even more difficult. 2, they used visible Black leaders in the campaign to describe themselves as protecting women and children and falsely claim that they were saving our community from the abortion industry. 3, the pro-choice movement has not historically responded adequately to charges of racism and genocide, visibly flinching when race and abortion are linked in narratives about ulterior motives. These accusations can sound credible given our collective inability to thoroughly confront issues of race and power in the pro-choice movement. Women of color, generally, and African-American women in particular, had to take these folks on. So you heard what they said. They're basically saying that the pro-choice movement, so they're basically saying that the 1,000 abortions a day and 25 million abortions in 1973 aren't genocide. It's about women's health. Listen to what they're saying. They're literally saying that 1,000 abortions a day and 25 million since 1973 aren't genocide. What's genocide is not allowing us to abort the babies at that rate. This is Trust Black Women. Another website is Sister Strong. I didn't even go to Sister Strong, but Sister Strong is another one. Sister Love. Sister Love is another one. Again, these are all these movements. Black women. Look, here go to organizations. Spark Reproductive Justice Now, Feminist Women's Health Center Atlanta, Planned Parenthood of the Southeast Region, Sister Love Inc., and Raksha, an African-American woman's domestic violence organization. Like, think about all this stuff is feminism. And the goal is for you to not be able to have your children, and they're going to take the birthing rights from the women and give it to the trans community. Somebody said high blood pressure during pregnancy. Exactly. High blood pressure. It's unhealthy. Black people are unhealthy. Why are we acting? Think about it. We are celebrating Lizzo for being obese. How is she a poster child? How are magazines giving Lizzo spreads in a bikini? How? It's because we celebrate decadence. Why don't y'all call a spade a spade? Why not just call a spade a spade? Listen what Kanye says about
live streaming
the woman he married.
Sometimes trying to find the right.
The first indication that.
And I have no, listen to me. I'll be the first one to say it. I don't have any sympathy for Kanye West marrying Kim Kardashian. Zero sympathy. There is no way in your right mind that you could have thought that Kim Kardashian was going to make a good wife and a good mother. It is no way on God's green earth that you could have thought that woman was going to be a good wife and a good mother. Mr. West, you let your lust, your ego, and your narcissism get in the way because you believed that Kim Kardashian was the most desired woman on the planet, and she wasn't. Kim Kardashian is an idol. She's a spectacle. She's a focal point. At the end of the day, no real man wants Kim Kardashian, and no real woman wants to be her. So all the real people saw her for what she was and rejected her. You thought because she got all the media attention and she walked around with that raw chicken booty looking like a bag of mayonnaise, you thought that that was desired. You thought she was the modern day Marilyn Monroe. You were wrong. She wasn't. She was created by the industry to destroy families. She told millions and millions of women, you can do it the wrong way and win. You can sleep around in Hollywood, have a sex tape, have 3 sex tapes, 1 released. You can sell the sex tape, get rich, start an empire. You can keep showing your butt everywhere, pose nude. You can do all this stuff and still get married and have a family. So, Mr. Kanye West, you too contributed to the destruction of the family. Let me get on this right here.
At West might become. How close was she to the Clintons?
I mean, cell phone away, like, or hey, tell Ye to say this away, or hey, go out and use your platform to push the vaccination away. I mean, not away, but like take the away part. But
Do you feel like at times you were manipulated by political forces through your wife?
Attempt manipulation. But yes, there was some manipulation. Me not saying I like Trump was a form of a manipulation.
For sure.
Yeah.
Why did you like him, by the way? You said you liked him early, like you saw him.
I mean, I keep telling this joke. If people say Trump was the first Black president, I'm gonna be the first Latino president, because all the values, the conservative values just line up. Come on, man, Trump's the what do you mean? He has his own buildings. What are you talking about? He's like, like Ralph Lauren. Yeah. He made Ivanka.
You like Ivanka?
Yeah.
You wrote a post on Instagram about her husband today.
Yeah, yams, which is a line that I had developed. I want to see my wife and definitely not my daughters doing. But it reaches another level when her business partners are selling pieces of company that they don't have to the Clintons. I don't have an opinion on that. I just want to state that.
Okay, I want you all to pay attention to what he's about to say when it involves his wife and the Clintons and the snake bite and the Black community.
It was interesting. A friend of mine told me that Chris and Kim had called him because he had influence inside of the Black community, and had called him to say, to get him to influence people to take the vaccination.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have an opinion on that. I just want to state that as a flat statement. But it was wild that I didn't know how close my own wife was to the Clintons. I didn't know,
So Kim Kardashian and her mother called up someone influential in the Black community to ask them to promote the snake bite to Black people. Kim Kardashian, her and her mother, people think they're so innocent, called up someone influential in the Black community and said, hey, get your people to take the snake bite. Black folks aren't going to cancel Kim Kardashian. Black folks won't cancel Kris Jenner for doing that. They're not going to cancel Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner for going to an influential Black person trying to get the Black community to get the snake bite. But Black people are upset because Kanye West and Candace Owens wore a shirt. Do you understand why I keep saying that to be Black is to be controlled, because even your outrage, even your anger is controlled. Everything about being black is controlled. How do you hear Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner, her mother, calling up an influential black person to get black folks to get this snake bite, and you are not outraged by that? But you're outraged because Kanye West wore a shirt. Do you understand why to be black is to be controlled? She didn't say white people. They didn't say Hispanic people. They didn't say Asian people. They didn't say their own people, the Armenians. They didn't say their own people, the Armenians. They said black people. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. And you all are mad at a shirt. The problem with the black community is the black community cannot be held accountable. And if you can't be held accountable, you will do the will of Satan. Let's continue.
I didn't realize it at the time.
That you were married to her.
And well, I was married to her.
How close was she to the Clintons?
Cell phone away, like, or hey, tell Ye to say this away, or hey, go out and use your platform to push the vaccination away. I mean, not away, but like take the away part. But
Do you feel like at times you were manipulated by political forces through your wife?
Attempt manipulation. But yes, there was some manipulation. Me not saying I like Trump was a form of a manipulation.
For sure.
Yeah.
Why did you?
So the Kardashians are even in on you all's destruction. Even the Kardashians are in.
Don't advertise on Google Ads or Facebook before blocking click fraud with Pixies. Not a fun fact.
Good evening and welcome to.
Even the Kardashians are in on you all's destruction. And you won't cancel them. Black folks will report my videos, report my comments, call me sellouts. I had an old friend of mine. She wouldn't even do business with me. She didn't even want to make money off of me. I wanted to buy some products for her. She wouldn't even sell them to me. That's how upset they are. They don't even want to make, even though they're driven by money, except when it comes to me, they don't even want to make money. They don't even want my money. And I'm going to ask you all right now, have you all heard me tell one lie? Have you all heard me tell one lie? So why would somebody disown me or cancel me for telling the truth? I'll tell you, because to be black is to be controlled. It's not about the truth. It's not about what's right. It's not about morals and principles, standards and character. It's not about that. It's about being decadent. It's about death, destruction, and damnation. It's about paving the way for the Antichrist. That's what it is. And nobody wants to say it. Let's continue. Let me get this video up real quick. We're coming to a close. Let me go to this video, the last video, or maybe one more. Yeah, that's what I'll be asking Kamir. Like, they say I'm selling out. I'm like, where the money at though? I'm selling out for, hold up. Have you ever heard of a volunteer sellout? Have you ever heard of a person selling out for charity? Honestly, what are we doing? I mean, like, where the check at? If I'm selling out, where the check at? Where is the check at? I'm selling out for charity? Come on. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. But anyway, let's go listen to this video real quick. Snippet.
Tucker Carlson's tonight, extremism. You can judge for yourself. In fact, we've rarely heard a man.
It's a photograph of a baby's ultrasound.
Why is that? And that you designed that?
Yes.
Why? What does that mean?
It just represents life and pro-life.
Boy, so you wear it on a badge. What kind of response do you get? And good, amen. I agree.
I don't care about people's responses. I care about the fact that there's more Black babies being aborted than born in New York City at this point. That 50% of Black death in America is abortion. So I really don't care about people's responses. I perform for an audience of one, and that's God.
I'm starting to see why they want to make you be quiet. When did you start to feel this way? When did you start to realize this?
I really felt like, I think I started to really feel this need to express myself on another level when Trump was running for office and I liked him.
Yes.
And every single person in Hollywood, from my ex-wife to my mother-in-law to my manager at that time to, you know, my so-called friends / handlers around me, told me, like, if I said that I like Trump, that my career would be over, that my life would be over. They said stuff like people get killed for wearing a hat like that. They threatened my life. They put my life. They basically said that I.
Now think about this now. They told him people get killed for wearing a hat like that, and it's true. How many folks have been killed for wearing a BLM hat or BLM shirt? We have actual factual deaths of Trump supporters. The irony of this narrative saying that the Black Lives Matter is dangerous when we see that the folks wearing the Trump hat gets them killed. But above the Trump hat, above the Trump, it's not even about Trump. It's not even about the hat. It's the slogan. It's Make America Great Again. What that says is we are putting America first. That is the threat to the system. It's putting America first. And when I say America, I don't say the system of America or the corporation. When I say America first, I'm talking about the people. This is all about people coming together that are Americans and fighting against this global system. Everybody knows that's the group to do it. That's the group to do it. The Americans that say we are anti-propaganda, we are anti-establishment, we are not liberal, we are not globalist, we are anti-New World Order, we are anti-Great Reset, we are anti-liberal world order, we are against it all. That's what the threat is. So the Make America Great Again statement transcends Trump. The Make America Great Again, the foundation of the statement was to put the American people first by bringing industry back to America. Who does that impact? American families, the workers. So the statement itself was the problem. Everybody knew what the statement meant, and that's what made it a problem. Had nothing to do with Trump. It was the fact that Americans were going to come together under the guise of making America great again. What does that mean? A lot of folks got to go. That was the issue. That was the issue. And we fast forward, we could see what the issue really was. Because now they're censoring the truth. Truth about what? All these wicked folks in charge. all these wicked folks in charge. My message is one of unity among the people, not on everything, just on the core issues like freedom, like justice, like the right to breathe. That's what I want us to unify on, common issue, common things everybody wants. So the MAGA movement itself is moved beyond even Trump. Because soon as Trump mentioned that steak bite, he gets booed. So the MAGA movement has a line they'll draw. These liberals ain't got no line they'll draw. These liberals don't have a line they won't draw. Anything goes. But the MAGA movement does have a standard, and they draw the line at that snake bite. That's the MAGA movement. Let's continue.
Will be killed for wearing the hat. I had someone call me last night and said anybody wearing a White Lives Matter shirt is going to be greenlit, and that means that they're going to beat them up if they wear it. And I'm like, okay, green light me then. God builds warriors in a different way. I don't know if it's because of me being born in Atlanta and growing up on the south side of Chicago that, he made me for such a time like this. It's like.
Now, somebody called him and told him that if anybody wears a White Lives Matter shirt, they're going to get beat up. So that means white liberals and black people will be doing the beating up. To be black is to be controlled, and the liberals are controlled too. The liberals are controlled just like black people. The liberals are, it's the same folks controlling the liberals control black people, so they're both being controlled. But he gets it, so you mean to tell me y'all are such good people and for the right cause that when you see someone wearing a shirt that says White Lives Matter, you're going to beat them up. You're going to beat, ain't nobody beat nobody up for a Black Lives Matter shirt. Think about this now. America is so racist that if you wear a Black Lives Matter shirt, you won't get beat up. But if you wear a White Lives Matter shirt, you will get beat up. That's how racist America is. Wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt doesn't get you beat up. We know this. But wearing a White Lives Matter shirt will get you beat up, and we know this. That's how racist America is. And you all don't think you in the Matrix. You all don't think you in the Blatrix. You all don't think you in the Gatrix. You all are being controlled every single step of the way. Every step of the way, you're being controlled. The irony of a person being celebrated for wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt, but getting beat up for wearing a White Lives Matter shirt, even though we all know that all lives matter. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Like with David, he tended to the sheep, but while he was out there, he had to fight all kinds of animals. So when it was time for Goliath to come, he thought because he was a sheep herder that he didn't have the skill set to take down Goliath. And the thing that I have is the position, I have my heart, but the number one thing is we have God on our side.
Now y'all know now, he talking about the word. Now listen now. Now if Kanye want to win me over now, he knows how to do it now. I ain't going to fall for it, Kanye. But Kanye talking that talk, right? Kanye talking good. So, so I'm going to say this, right? Now, if Kanye wants to win me over now, he's trying to win me over now. It ain't going to work, but Kanye, you getting close now. Huh? But anyway, so we got David. David had to fight a lion. David had to fight a bear. So before David even got to see Goliath, he had to prove himself because God's going to qualify you for your position. This is why in society today, they want to reward unqualified people because they know it goes against God. God's always going to qualify you when God puts you in position. And I'm glad he brought up David because it is, and I don't know if he's David, but God's going to qualify you. God's going to qualify you. So not only did David fight a bear and kill a bear and a lion, but David also tended to the sheep. So not only did he have to learn how to fight, but he had to learn how to be kind and gentle, observant. He had to learn that one sheep is just as valuable as all the sheep. Because, if one sheep runs off, you got to go and get that one sheep. These are all qualities to be a leader. These are all things that build a man up. It's for a man to be well balanced in leadership, for him to be compassionate yet strong. This is what makes a man balanced. So when David saw Goliath, they said, let's put this armor on you. Now imagine these cowards having a young boy fight a giant. Everybody was scared of Goliath, him and his brothers. It was a whole nation of giants. It wasn't just them, it was a whole nation of giants. They were scared of them. So these cowardly grown men say, here, you go fight him. Put this armor on. David said, I don't want that armor on me. I can't move. I can't move. David said, I'm going down to the stream. God told him, give 5 smooth stones. Why 5 smooth stones? I don't know. I don't know why 5, but I know one thing. The smooth stones travel in the air better. Now he slung that first stone. I believe, it said he missed. I believe that first stone was a warning shot. Listen now, David was honorable. That first, he was honorable then. He got dishonorable. But the first one missed. I believe David missed it on purpose to give him a warning shot. Because I don't believe David wanted to kill him off the bat. The second one hit Goliath right smack in the forehead. He fell down, but that didn't kill him. David ran over there, had to cut his head off. So what I'm telling you all is, they're telling you all to not read the book for a reason. Because the alternative to the book is death, destruction, and damnation wrapped up in decadence. So they get you to be decadent to destroy you and kill you. The enemy comes to steal, to kill, and destroy. Who is the enemy stealing you from? God. What is the enemy killing? Your life. What is the enemy destroying? Your legacy. To steal, to kill, and destroy. That means completely erase you from ever existing. That is the enemy's goal. Let's continue.
And for the people, even if you don't believe in God, God believes in you.
So you made reference to the White Lives Matter t-shirt which you brought out at Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Why did you do that, and what did it mean?
I do certain things from a feeling. I just channel the energy. It just feels right. It's using a gut instinct, a connection with God, and just brilliance. Like as if you ask like Tanya Harding how she did the triple flip or the triple spin, she was in so much practice that when it was time for her to skate in a competitive format It just happened. Like it happened outside of practice. It happened in the real format. And that's what's happening is God is like preparing us for the real battles. And we are in a battle with the media. Like the majority of the media has a godless agenda, and their jokes are not working. This whole like, oh yeah, he's crazy and all these things, they don't work because the media has, they've also watched travesties happen, just even specifically to me, and just watch it and act like it wasn't happening, and they stay quiet about it.
What have they?
So, I want to answer the white.
Yeah.
I feel like someone caught what I was saying, the comparison to Tanya Hardin about the White Lives Matter. My dad is an educated ex-Black Panther, and he put a text to me today. He said, "White Lives Matter, ha, 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 ha." And I said, I thought the shirt was a funny shirt. I thought the idea of me wearing it was funny. And I said, "Dad, what do you think it was funny?" He said, just a Black man stating the obvious.
You might be asking yourself, can you actually create high quality live streams?
And, my dad doesn't listen to rap music, and he's like super educated. We opened up a water distribution center in the Dominican Republic together. He's like the original Steve Jobs, but he was getting blocked every which way with all of his ideas. And he didn't have an endless bank account, and he didn't have an Instagram. So all these ideas, he had to like take them back and compress them. Like my dad is the most brilliant person that I know. And we actually have a strained relationship because I was taken from him, because my mom was an actress, so she was a liberal. And my dad would see certain things and say, we should do it this way, we should do it that way. And the people got around my mom and pulled her away, much like, Kim is a Christian, but she has people who want her to go to Interview magazine and put her ass out while she's a 40-something-year-old multi-billionaire with 4 Black children.
Now, Kanye West just dropped a few bombs on us. But he said his mom was a liberal. Again, his mom very educated. She grew up in that era, Black feminism. But hindsight is 2020. So he's able to see now as a father himself and a grown man how destructive the liberal ideology is for a household, how destructive feminism is for a household. He's able to articulate that. Then he said Kim Kardashian is a Christian. I beg to differ, but I won't get into that. But again, Kim Kardashian is quote unquote Christian, but she's still a part of the world. And to me, that's one of the things about Christianity, is that Christianity to me was created for the world to accept believers. I don't actually agree with Christianity, because if folks were really Christians, they would reject the world, and they don't. Most Christianity is commercialized because it's the way the world accepts it. So no, I don't believe I believe she's a Christian in the sense of she's a Christian as far as the propaganda sense of it. But as far as being a Bible believer, a God word believer, a hearer, a doer of the word, not a hearer only, absolutely not. Because she would be set a better example, not just for the people that look up to her, but also for her children and even for her husband. But again, Kanye, you should never marry in the first place. Somebody put Hollywood, government, corporations, the dragon. Yeah, I mean, you gotta think about it. It's the unholy trinity. My boy Chase says, and that's big pharma, big government, big tech, big pharma, big government, big tech. That is the unholy trinity. That is what's going to usher in the Antichrist. Big pharma, big government, big tech. Those things together, because you notice they all combined under the Peter pandemic. They all came together. So, but he said his mom was a liberal. I can agree. he said his father was brilliant, but didn't have the resources, you know. But all in all, him wearing the shirt, in my opinion, should have been freedom, because you all should know that the whole white lives matter, black lives matter, all lives matter, even the slogan is just dumb. Of course, people's lives matter until they don't. So why are we even bringing it up? It's like we're just stating the obvious. It's dumb. It's propaganda. All it is propaganda. And he said it earlier. They got you being black over being a person. They got you being black over being people. They got you being black over being human beings. To be black is to be controlled. And I don't see why people can't see this. Kamala Harris went to Howard University. Why? Why? Because she wanted to go to HBCU? No, she went to high school in Montreal. Kamala grew up privileged. What? She didn't have no black experience. So why is she pushing the black experience to black people? I'll tell you, because she knows she can control you with it. Joe Biden grew up in one of the blackest places in America, in Delaware. He grew up in one of the blackest places where he grew up. His city, one of the blackest places in America. But he's the author of the crime bill. Biden lied about grades in law school, lied about civil rights. He didn't lie about everything, but guess what? All he had to do was say, Trump is bad, I'm for black people. And we went, it's all a system of control. Oh, I am? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Blanche. You are only 5 plays away from the #1 episode on the Louisiana Sister Squad. If y'all haven't checked it out, part 1 and 2 with Blanche, please check it out. Yes, I'm 5 plays away, y'all. Thank you. That made my day. Thank you. Follow Louisiana Sister Squad podcast. That's what the podcasting sisters from Louisiana down in the bayou. But they have an excellent podcast. But let's continue. We're almost done.
And this is how fashion wants to, how they want to present her. So I know you give these questions and I give you like these 3-part answers. Is this a cool format for you?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, cool.
And I am following it.
All right.
So you said that your father said when he saw the shirt.
Now, Carlson Tucker was supposed to be racist, right? Carlson Tucker. Well, it could go either way, huh? But Tucker Carlson is supposed to be racist. Do you think he admires and respects Kanye or not? Honestly. Do you think he feels like he's privileged over Kanye? Do you think Tucker Carlson feels like he's better than Kanye? He doesn't. He admires Kanye. Like the notion that white people are so inhuman that they only want to oppress people is insane. Like, it's just insanity. We are on a campaign to dehumanize white people. I'm like, it's wrong. I'm just saying at this moment, do you think he feels like he's above Kanye? No. Does he feel better than Kanye? No, he does not. So why are they telling you that this man is racist? I'll tell you why. Because when it comes to interviews like this, they want you to cut it off and say, I see a white racist man and I see a coon. Let's continue.
White Lives Matter, it's great to see a black man stating the obvious. So by which I think you meant that's obviously true.
Yeah, that my favorite response, because I kept on thinking like, people, they're looking for an explanation and people say, well, as an artist, you don't have to give an explanation, but as a leader, you do.
Yes, I think that's right.
So The answer to why I wrote White Lives Matter on a shirt is because they do. It's the obvious thing.
Yeah. Why do you think that's so, and I assume the implication is, of course, all lives matter because they're lives, because God created them.
Yeah.
Why do you think that that would be considered controversial?
Because the same people that have stripped us of our identity and labeled us as a color have told us what it means to be Black. And the vernacular.
Did y'all hear what he said? Did y'all hear what he said? Did y'all hear what he said? Let's hear. Let's play it one more time.
And labeled us as
would be considered controversial. It's because God created them.
Yeah.
Why do you think that that would be considered controversial?
Because the same people that have stripped us of our identity and labeled us as a color have told us what it means to be Black. And the vernacular that we're supposed to have. My dad grew up as a military brat. And
he said the same people, and I'm gonna close on this. You all can check out this thing with Tucker Carlson. He said the same people that stripped us of our identity and essentially reduced us to a color are the same people upset at the White Lives Matter shirt. The same people that said that you were Black are the same people upset at the White Lives Matter shirt, even though they created the term white too. So now America is racist. This is what they're telling you. But it's acceptable to wear a Black Lives Matter shirt. America is racist, but it's acceptable and oftentimes praised to wear a Black Lives Matter shirt. America is racist. It is unacceptable to wear a White Lives Matter shirt, and it will get you beat up. Do you see what just happened? If you take a step back, you can see that you are in the matrix. And they can switch the narrative anytime they want. And they can move the goalposts anytime they want. And you're going to acquiesce to it because everything is contingent upon your skin color. So if they make everything about you being Black, then ultimately they can control you with everything. They can control you with everything. Politics, religion, music, food, entertainment. They can control you with everything. So it's not just to say that white lives matter is obvious. It's not just to say that Black lives matter is obvious, but it's really to say that if a person wearing a shirt is going to make you condemn or praise, then you, my friend, are a slave. And beyond a slave, You are just another lifeless body in the matrix. Listen, I love you all. I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Check out the interview. Check out Candace's own stuff. My only advice for you all is to stop taking this stuff personal, because it's not. This stuff has nothing to do with you, and at the same time has everything to do with you. But the beauty of it is you can choose which is which. So I'm telling you all that you all are great. You all are wonderfully made. You all are fearfully made. You all are more than conquerors. You all chose to come down to this earth to be great. You all told God that you wanted to come down here to do something impactful, to make sure the folks who are down here will get back to God. I know what I'm saying sounds crazy, but you all made that choice. A lot of us lost our way and lost our purpose, but we can get it back. And the first way getting it back is to go to God and just ask God, what would you have me do? What do you want me to do? Even in the story of Lot, not Lot, but Job, even in Job's story, in the midst of Job's trials and tribulations, Job said, you must be trying to teach me something. What do you want me to learn? Even in the midst of trials and tribulations, Job said, you must want me to learn something. You're trying to teach me something. What is it? Black life don't matter because it's not supposed to. White life doesn't matter. It's not supposed to. But guess what? Your life matters, and my life matters, and their life matters. The whole purpose of this is to get rid of colors. Get rid of the colors and look at people as a child of God. I love y'all. And I thank y'all. Just remember, before we go, to be black is to be controlled. Y'all have a blessed day.